And my name is Rejoice Enkweto.
And my name is Mbeo Dokas.
And our today's discussion is, should a lady be financially dependent on a man? We'll be right back after a break. Welcome back to the show, and our today's discussion, as Elia said, is, should a woman be financially dependent on a man? So ladies, Mugani is a child on this topic. Dokas.
Okay, for me, I think, okay, it's just awkward. Like, you're born to be of your own self. So, like, why should you be dependent on a man? So, for me, I totally disagree with that. I think a woman should be dependent on herself. She should find something while she's generating her income from, rather than being dependent on a man. Whether it's a boyfriend, the husband, or what, for me, I just think it's just so wrong.
But don't they say man is a provider? In the Bible it's written. So am I not supposed to be dependent on him?
I think in as much as the man is supposed to be the provider, you are supposed to provide for yourself as well. In cases where the man isn't present, are you going to look for any man just because the Bible says the man is a provider? So I think each and every person should have a basic or a basis of confidence, or a basis of somewhere where they can find their income, or somewhere where they can generate their income from.
So Kashana Miranda, you don't ask for money from your men.
Okay,
That's different.
Listen, that's different.
In as much as I'm working, I've got my salary. Salary kanga. You know? Him is supposed to provide for me. He's my boyfriend. There is time for him to see me for everything that we are doing. There is time, it's just, okay, that's the way it is. A man is supposed to be providing.
Okay, I think that should be in the late 90s, somewhere there. Because looking at the time we're living in right now, things have become expensive. Quite okay, you can be married, both of you are working at home. You've got water bills to pay, electricity bills to pay, a lot of bills that are supposed to be paid. So if you leave it all to the man to do that, imagine the burden that you're putting on your husband. So I think in as much as you're not working, I think you should find something to do. I'm sure they're selling tomatoes in the street. At least they're helping a man rather than totally depending on a man to do it.
In fact, the new generation says women, if we can carry out just a short statistics, you find to say women are there, women are working even more than the men actually. But I don't think it's just it shouldn't just be to say, okay, men should no longer be providing. Of course they can provide something, but you shouldn't be dependent. In cases where your boyfriend, your husband, your dad fails to give you what you want, are you going to pick a random man or do other things that are unnecessary, such as prostitution and the like?
I believe it's for me. A man is a man. Bring out something. Provide something. Because haven't you seen the circumstances where a husband just tells you, me when I marry you, I do not want you to work. That means he knows his position, that I'm supposed to be dependent on him.
I think that's the same thing that is adding up to the increased cases of divorces in Zambia, even in the communities that we have. Because we want a woman to be totally 100% dependent on a man. There are situations where the man will lose his job or something will go on at his working place and he's no longer working. So now, how are you going to live at home if you've left it all for the man to be providing? So I think in as much as your man says, no, I don't want you to be working, quite okay, you can say, I don't want you to be working, I want you to be looking after the children at home. But you can set up a canteen at home, which is giving you something at the end of the day. Whereby even if a man was to lose his job or would lose his source of income, you as a woman, you are able to stand up for him and cover up the man being provided.
And just an addition to that, it brings out a source of confidence in yourself to say you can also bring something to the table. Imagine a sort you want to each month you are there I'm waiting for my boyfriend to send me money for hair. I'm waiting for my boyfriend to send me money for shoes. At the end of the time, you won't even be looking good enough for yourself because you're waiting on other people to make you look good. So it is very much important for each one of us to really find a hustle, even in as much as it may be small, but at least it generates something that brings your basic needs, just certain basic needs that you want, so that the others can be covered. Of course, I also don't agree with a man not providing anything. No, I wouldn't also be with such a matter whereby he doesn't bring anything to the table, he doesn't provide anything. It is you working 24/7. No, even your boyfriend has to give you something, so that you can know to say, okay, this is going somewhere, or this man can be able to keep me in a home.
So you're saying a man is supposed to provide for me to see that it's going somewhere?
Personally, yes. I think love should, I love you, it should show something. I love you shouldn't just be in words. I love you. Oh, okay. Namailo, I love you. Nabujabushku, I love you. No, I love you. Get me a chocolate so that I can see the love. At the end of the time, love is just a word, but what you do is what makes me know to say, okay, this person loves me. So if you love me, buy me the shoe that I said I like. Then I know, okay, this person cares about me. This person loves me.
But don't you think instead of him providing for you those skills, as you have said, the man is supposed to, you're not supposed to be dependent on the man, right? Yeah. Why are you saying he's supposed to be maybe providing you material things? Don't you think it's supposed to be right, him giving you a skill that even though it is over today, if it is my boyfriend, I will still be able to stand up to myself?
It depends on the kind of skill. You mean your man should
something that will prolong you, that will continue keeping you moving. Because what I'm hearing from you ladies is that you're supposed to buy for me if it's my shoe, you're supposed to buy for me if it is what, because that is being financially dependent on him.
Okay.
Yeah. So why don't you just say, oh, he should build you with the skill that even though it is over today, you still go on?
I think that's why your initiative comes. He gives you money today and you just spend it on Brazilian hair. Okay, you can. It doesn't mean you have to put a burden on him to say provide me with a skill. That should be your initiative as well. If he gives me a lot of money, Dorcas, I can create a content as Dorcas said, whereby I start generating some income of my own. But again, skill development is yourself, because even if your man opens for you a restaurant, if you just don't know how to run a business, it will go down. I think that should come from your ends.
Okay. Just to add on what Jason said about skills, man, I think yeah, there are a lot of skills, different skills that are out there that a woman can really look up to in order for her not to be totally dependent on a man. So a man gives you money, you can invest it into business, you can do anything with that rather than taking it off for shopping and everything. So I think Rejoice, you can say something. I think we as Muchinga Corridors, about the skill that we want to impact people with. I think you got something to say. You can say it out, bro.
I've got something to say. So if you have money, if your boyfriend has given you some money, since we're talking about relationships, or if there's a man providing you with something, spare a 350 kwacha, because there's a big change. So if your boyfriend, your husband, your dad, any man in your life actually, even your sugar daddy, gives you some money, please spare a 350, because there's a big training that is going on this month in that Muchinga Corridors, and you'll be impacted with skill and knowledge about baking. Well, you can start your own business. You can start your own baking business at your home and sell cakes in a corner. Yeah.
Okay. So what can you really say about those men that refuse women to really do nothing but depend on them? What can you really?
I think that they're selfish. No other way about it. Just being selfish, because when you refuse someone from working, you know, an idle mind, even the Bible says an idle mind is a devil's workshop.
Yeah.
So imagine you're just busy there at home with kids all the time, or you're just busy there. Okay, you're relating to the husband.
Either, you know, there are others, whether it is a boyfriend, he just says, you know, such kind of business. If you are a business lady, they don't want you to travel, magasses, they don't want you to do anything. They just want to have you all to themselves, and they'll provide you everything that you need.
So
So
like
what can you tell them?
like I said, that's being selfish, first of all, because they're not allowing you to be productive.
Yeah.
And I don't mind, like I said, is a devil's workshop. So, like I said, that's just being selfish. You know, some men who put you in a position whereby they don't allow you to be productive enough for yourself, so that each and everything you just depend on them. Ngamwalapa, tabakashikeshani, tabakakushire n'empya ya munani, tabakashire empya ya mwana amadaipa, tabakashire for anything for you to depend on. Now imagine, you know, that's why even a lot of women, a lot of GBV cases are increasing because of the same thing. I don't know what you think about that.
Okay, so to just add on what you said, really men, I think for me, men who tell their wives to say, no, stop working, stop doing your businesses, they just want you to stay home. I think, just like you said, that's selfish. And not only being selfish, I think on my part, they're wicked. Because definitely, if you become too dependent on someone, you know, there's that condition that comes with it. A man will tell you to say, I'm bringing in a second wife in this house. He knows to say you're not going to say anything because you depend on him. But if a man knows to say you are independent on yourself, well, you wouldn't fear to say, I'm bringing in a second wife in the house. He knows to say definitely you're going to go and you'll be comfortable where you're going to go. So I think it also adds respect on the part of the woman. The man will respect you and you're going to respect him because you know that both of you are independent, but together you are one and you're depending on each other on the basis of marriage and love.
Just to add on what Dorcas is saying, yes, it's really good for a woman to be working. Because when you see most of these relationships, when you're working, there's always that love and understanding between yourselves. Even to my quarrels, those things, they reduce a lot. Yeah. And the tension is there because you are able to provide for each other and you're able to stand on ground on your own. Whether that person is there or not, you're able to stand up on yourself. So I believe as ladies, let's work and fight for ourselves. If our boyfriends or partners are refusing us to work, let's really ask for our rights.
And then just addition to what she said on whereby the two of you are working and you're being productive, it even gives you space away from each other to be productive in your own areas. You see? So if you're just home waiting for him to come back with all his stress from work, it's something there. But if you go for work, you also have your own stress, he also has his own stress for you. You come back home and you'll be tired. Less arguments.
It has really been an interesting topic. So, ladies, let's really work hard, make our own monies, find skills. Yeah. We have been invited at Luchinga Corridors. There are so many skills, but this time it's a baking skill, which will be there. Conclusion from Dorcas.
Well, thank you everybody for liking our page. Thank you everybody for following us. Invite your brothers, your sisters, your friends to like our page as well. Thank you.
From me, spare that 350 for the bed training.
Bye. See you next time.
Bye.
See you on the next show.